Labor Day was just yesterday. That's what gave me the idea to make this video, and I want to make this video about holidays, work holidays. And it's actually kind of crazy how, I'm going to start off with Labor Day. I know Labor Day is more of a North American thing. I don't know if other countries have their own type of Labor Day, but essentially it's just crazy how there is only like one day in the entire fucking year where it's like, we put a day off for like everybody. I think most jobs have the day off on that day, and it's just there's something really conflicting about this day because it's only one day. Don't you guys realize how fucking insane that is? Just one day to say, hey, we need a break, everyone. And I know this is more of a North American thing, like I said, and I know there are other countries out there where they close on certain hours of the day and during a week, because they value time off and stuff. Whereas in North America, it's like productivity, go 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 go, everything. That's what it is in Western countries. It's just fucking productivity all the fucking time. I know in most cases, holidays is something that you take for yourself. You ask your boss, oh, can I go on, please go on vacation, sir? And you have to ask for their permission, and you don't know if they're going to say yes or no to you. So you might be put on standby for a couple weeks until they finally give you a fucking answer. Yeah, most cases that's how it works, but I'm talking about mandatory days off. Days off where it's like the whole community, everybody's being like, hey, we all deserve a time off. Let's just, have everybody off because, we deserve it, But it's not normalized here in these Western countries. It's always, and I'm not talking about just Western countries, but probably everywhere too, but it's just like, how is it that we don't have that many mandatory, holidays? It's just, I don't see why we have to work that much just to fucking live, just to fucking pay for your shelter, just to pay your bills. Why? And why? Oh yeah, because the cost of living is just constantly rising. That's why. Oh yeah, right. Like, for example, a lot of the times these holidays, vacation, it's always like 2 weeks in the summer, like July, August kind of thing, and then you have one during Christmas and New Year's Eve, kind of like that's literally like and Labor Day. That's literally it. Those are the only mandatory ones that you get in the entire fucking year. You don't get anything else. Isn't that fucking crazy? And then you'll get like the occasional like one day off because of because of a special day, like, I don't know, Thanksgiving, for example. But yeah, this is essentially what I don't like. It's like rest, time off, that's limited. It's not something that you can just fucking do whenever you fucking want. Because it all depends on productivity. Oh, we gotta keep the business running. We gotta make more of these items so that we can sell and make money so that our digital numbers can higher, our income. And gosh, and it's just all about fucking money. My last job, I just remembered this, but it's like, there was a time when I wanted to take a vacation that was not in the time frame of like July, August, and Christmas. So, once it came time for me to ask my boss for vacation, he was like so shocked. Something, and then he ended up approving it, and he definitely did not like it when I first brought it up to him. He was like, "You're taking a vacation while we're all, so what are you gonna do while we work and stuff?" I'm like, really, dude? I'm like, I'm entitled to do whatever the fuck I want. Like, shut the fuck up, dude. And then once he approved it, he was kind of like, "Oh, next time you have to remember, it's only in July or Christmas. That's it." And even though he said that as like an order kind of thing, he still technically doesn't have the right to say that. He's only saying this because he's worried about how the business is gonna run. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit about me. No, seriously, like, it doesn't matter if, like, he doesn't care about my well being. He doesn't care if I get rest. He doesn't care if I have to go visit my grandparents. He just, like, well, I don't care because what, because everything that matters is just productivity. It's just about, oh, what you produce, what you give us, and blah, 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 all that. It's like, how is that human? How is that, how are we not treated as human beings in these types of environments? I don't fucking get it. It's like we live in a world where everything, like, we're just constantly dehumanized in every sense of the word. Like, what? I just find the one thing that I find so fucking wrong is how a company, a boss, a fucking human being dictates your time, dictates your time off, dictates when you get to rest or not. How is that? How is that fucking normal? How do people think that this is normal? It's fucking not. It's not. Like, I just can't fucking stand it. It's something that just bothers me so much to the core. Like, one time, and it's not just about me, it's about people around me. Like, for example, a couple years ago, we had like a family trip or something, and then my father, he couldn't, like, he actually prioritized work over, you know, visiting our family in another country. You know, this was a nice opportunity, and and then he's just like, oh, well, it's because of work, and it's like, you know, work has just, you know, like, I understand to a certain extent, yes, because there are bills to pay, and it's this shitty world that we're living in that's forcing us to do these things, but this should be time to notice how fucking insane this is and bring change into this world. It's just not normal how we prioritize productivity over, like, meaningful moments, the things that make us human. Like, why? Like, the concept of just asking for time off, depending it on a company, depending on a fucking human being to approve is such a foreign concept to me. And whenever I hear people be like, oh, like, I'm asking for my boss for time off, when do you think we can go on vacation and stuff? It's like I get where they're coming from because they're part of how everything works and it sucks, but it's like, I can't get behind that idea. It's just such a, I don't know, that concept just bothers me so fucking much. I can't stand it. Just hearing about it, it's so fucking annoying. I cannot live like this. I cannot depend my life, depend my time off, depend my well-being on another person. That's what I'm seeing. I can say the word boss, but in the end, it's just a fucking person. It's just a human being. So why do we put so much importance? Oh yeah, because society puts so much importance on these things. Society puts value on, oh, the boss is here and you're there. What the fuck? And even just the weekend, for example, it's so short. Like, what, 2 days? Just the concept of that, like, why 2 days? And the norm is that we work 40 hours, 5 days a week, and then we have, you know, and then depending on what the job is, we might be completely burnt out, okay? And how are we gonna have time to have energy to do whatever the fuck we want on Saturday or Sunday, the weekend? It's like, yeah, at best, Saturday is gonna be the day where you're gonna be, like, doing something, and then Sunday is, like, literally the day right before you go back. How is that? How is that normal? Like, no, I don't fucking like this. It's just, why? It's just, and then once Sunday hits, okay, and especially I remember this feeling at 4 or 5 p.m. I remember just dreading the day, the next fucking day, and I would just feel so much anxiety. I'm not even joking. Like, I would be like, oh my fucking god. No, seriously. Like, I just can just visualize myself just waking up in the morning, 6 a.m. alarm clock, preparing my food for lunch, leaving the house, commute to work. Oh my god. Just thinking about that feeling is just, it's just so fucking disgusting. I am utterly disgusted by that concept. It's just so fucking, and let's not forget all the idiots at work who are like, oh, what did you do this weekend? What did you do this weekend? And just like acting like as if we're supposed to act like all positive about it when we're working literally fucking 40 hours 5 days a week. Like, they're literally expecting you to say something positive, that you did something exciting. And it's just, oh my god. And then the worst part is that these people asking are the ones like saying like, oh, how much they have a big life, they're doing so much with their lives, and they have it all together, and oh, let's get back ready to work, yeah, the start of the week, time to make some money, yeah. The thing is that I'm actually not even opposed to the idea of work itself. But I'm opposed to the idea that of how much we have to work just to fucking survive, just to fucking live. It doesn't make sense that we're working 40 hours 5 days a week just to survive. And sometimes you do that amount of work and you can't even barely make like afford to pay your bills with that sometimes, depending on your salary. What happens then? Oh, people are gonna be like, oh, get another job, get a side hustle. It's like, why is that normalized? Why is it normalized that we get extra jobs and like side hustles just to survive? No, like seriously, when people say this should be a wake-up call for change. We should be doing something about this. It should not be normalized for someone to have 2 or 3 jobs just to fucking live. No, no, I cannot. How is that normalized? Like, you can even have a conversation with someone, and then the person's gonna say like, oh yeah, I'm working at this job, but I'm actually not making enough money, so I have to work like at another job. And then socially, people are gonna be like, oh yeah, oh that's great, that's great. Nobody's gonna fucking say like in these social situations, oh, I feel so bad for you that you have to do this. No. Most of the people in these social situations, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, okay. Because it's normalized. It's normalized for people to work 2 or 3 jobs just to fucking live. And I'm serious. It's normalized. And nobody wants to question how wrong this is. Because it really is something wrong. Like, we should be prioritizing for our well-being. You know, like, as humans, we need pause. Like I said, I'm not opposed to work, but I'm opposed to how much we have to work sometimes just to fucking live. Just to pay our bills, pay rent, pay a fucking mortgage. This is just what I don't like about this society. It's just our well-being is ignored. You know, you could say that you're sick, you know, on one day, and you know the boss is gonna be like, "Oh, I hope you feel better tomorrow," and it's not like they're saying this because they wish you well. No, they're saying this because they wish that you come back so you can come back to work fine and healthy so you can keep producing. You know, that's what they're not telling you. But exactly, this is what it is. Deep down, all they want is just productivity. It's just to keep the business running so you can make more money. Because I remember at my last job how like kind of like the look of stress on my boss's face when somebody was sick. He'd be like, oh no. Like, I would see it in his eyes of how stressed he would be. And it's not like, and it's not because he cares about the employee. It's about productivity. And deep down, we all know that. But not a lot of people want to admit it. And that's just what's sad. And this is what I'm here for. I'm here to admit things that people are ignoring. And I'm tired of people trying to ignore, bury down the deep truth, the harsh reality of all this. That's why I'm saying these things here. So yeah, the idea of a Labor Day, the fact that we only celebrate a work, because it's technically called a work. Like, we celebrate the idea of work, and it's only on one day. And yeah, along with a vacation in July, in the middle of the summer, and Christmas time. You know, and that those are the only mandatory time off that we get kind of in a whole year. And something about that just doesn't make any sense. You know, another thing I keep thinking to myself is, you know how, you know, humans, like in the hunter-gatherer days, you know, if they knew that this is where we are now, they'd be laughing their asses off. If they knew how the hell we're actually living. You know, this 40-hour, 5-day work week and barely making enough to pay your bills kind of thing, it would be like, they would be laughing in our faces because of this. And not only that, but if there were like other beings out in the galaxy and the universe out there, they would see what the fuck we're doing on this earth, they'd be laughing at us. 100%, they'd be laughing at us. Because it's such a joke. It's ridiculous how the way we live. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See ya.